Hi, I'm Seidai Tamura, an artist from Reno, Nevada, originally from Tokyo, Japan. Welcome back to my channel. So now that I've satisfied my urge to paint the figure, I'm finally getting around to paint the background drape. As I've said in the previous videos, this is the part that I should have started first, but I painted the figure first because of my finicky or selfish reasons. I guess I like to make things harder. So what you're seeing right now is I'm doing a form painting of the drape. As you can see, I'm painting with much thicker paints, and because of it, the blending or transitions of values are a lot more smoother. Also, with the thicker paint, it has more covering power. And when I was doing the underpainting, if you could recall, there was some white of the canvas showing through the thin transparent paints. With thick paints, I can represent truer values of the objects I'm painting. In the last video, I've talked about my views on life paintings and photo reference, but I don't want to give you an impression that I'm all against life painting practice. Like I said earlier, there was a period that I absolutely dedicated my time, energy, and money to do life paintings. During that period of time, I really enjoyed rewards and benefits that you can get only from working from life. It's a powerful experience. When you work from life, you rely only on your biological ability to interpret visual phenomena around you. It would test your raw ability to understand and translate the visual information you receive onto a two-dimensional canvas. And let me tell you, it is hard. Unlike photo reference, your model will be constantly shifting and moving. Every time the model resumes a pose after the breaks, it's always a little different from previous pose, even though we carefully mark the positions and remind the model to memorize the pose's tilts and whatnot. I guess it's kind of like doing a plein air landscape painting. When you do an outdoor painting on site, you'll be challenged by constantly changing lights, shadows, and moving objects. You'll be forced to render the most typical representation of the subject, and also requires you to work a lot from your memory. Anyway, if you can actually pull off this feat, feeling of accomplishment is so real. If I were to make a comparison of similar experiences, it would be like eating an organic vegetable you grew in your backyard from scratch, or living in a house you built yourself from ground up. I'm guessing those kind of feelings and rewards you get from life painting motivates people to continue to stick to the practice. If you're interested in drawing and painting from life, I would highly recommend to take Tony Ryder's class. And even if you use photo reference to draw and paint, it's still worth it to learn his method to render things realistically. He's a great teacher, and his small class setup will provide an intimate and close hands-on learning experience. Okay, so here again, I'm going to rely on time-lapse to speed things up and get this painting to be completed. Here's the finished painting. To be honest with you, when I completed this painting a few weeks ago, I literally had an urge to smash it. It's a typical reaction you get when you're so deeply absorbed in your work for a long time. You totally lose an objective view of your work, and all your negative shortcomings would grossly stand out in the most exaggerated way. When this happens, Tony used to advise me to walk away from my painting and try not to look at it for a while. And after a while, you engage yourself in a different activity, then come back to view the painting once again. You might find your work not so bad after all. Or it might still look bad, but you might start to see some specific flaws that you might be able to correct. If that's the case, do that, and it might improve the quality of your piece. So I've done all that after when I thought that I finished the painting, and now I'm looking at the painting again. I'm still not happy with it. But it's good enough, and I don't feel I have to kill myself for the failure. All my past works are imperfect, and I live with them. But I still show them to people, and some people like my work. And some people like my work so much so that they are willing to shell out their hard-earned money to buy them. And that motivates me to continue to paint. Thank you for watching.